you will hopefully be seeing more from the camera here soon. All right. So let's get into the gameplay here. So here are the three modes that I chose. I'm going to be starting in franchise mode. That is what one of the focuses on this channel will be. So let's hop right into it now. I'm curious to see what it looks like. Obviously, I do know that there were some changes made, so I'm excited to see what that looks like. Obviously, there's still the expansion, which I don't know if that's changed. I think the only thing that's really changed was the draft day, which I'm hoping we can get to in this video. We'll see how things go and how long it takes. My favorite team is the Toronto Maple Leafs. As you can see, they're not, I mean, they are my favorite team, but at the same time, they're kind of not, if that makes any sense. Like, they're my favorite team, but literally my favorite player is Leon Draisaitl, and I pretty much only follow Toronto, but yeah, we're gonna hop in with Toronto. But I am curious to see every team and their top three players. So Gibson, Getzlaf, Raquel, Hall, Ekman Larson, Jarmelson, Pasternak, Bergeron, Marchand, Eichel, Dallin, Reinhardt, Gio, Gaudreau, Tkachuk, Aho, Svetch, and Teravainen, Kane, Taves, Crawford, McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog, Werenski, Jones, Dubois, Sagan, Bishop, Klingberg, Larkin, Mantha, Bertuzzi, McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, Huberdeau, Barkov, Bob, Doughty, Kopitar, Quick, Suter, Dubnik, Dumba, Price, Weber, Domi, Yossi, Ellis, Duchesne, Subban, Hische, Severson, Barzal, Bailey, Nelson, Panarin, Zibanejad, Shesterkin, which I'm sorry, Shesterkin has such a high rating. I think he only played like 12 or 13 games, and he's like an 86. Like, it's a bit too high. As well, let's continue on. Ottawa with Chabot, Tkachuk, Zaitsev. Zaitsev's your top three. That's unfortunate. Although that'll change with Murray added to that team. Ottawa looks pretty interesting this year, I must say. So does Vancouver. The Canadian teams look like it could be a very competitive year once again, and I'm excited to see how things come and how things go from that. Moving on, Couturier, Giroux, Voracek, Crosby, Malkin, Letang, Carlson, Burns, Couture, Pietrangelo, O'Reilly, Tarasenko, Kucherov, Hedman, Vasilevsky, Marner, Matthews, Tavares, Peterson, Markstrom, Besser, I guess Pedersen, I believe, Stone, Lehner, and Fleury, Ovi, Carlson, Kuznetsov, Hellebuck, Scheifele, Wheeler, and those are all the teams. So like I said, we're going to hop in with Toronto. And while we're here, actually, we obviously, well, I guess we'll do this first. 82 overall for LA has the lowest team. No, Ottawa at 81 is just a little bit lower, and New Jersey at 83. So those are the lowest rated teams. Highest, by the looks of things, is Tampa at 91. And the second highest is 90 with Washington. I think that's the only other 90. So 89 for Toronto, Boston, and Dallas, which is all pretty fair, to be fair. So I was going to say, let's show you what I will be doing for these series that I'll be putting up on the channel. These are going to be the, or not the stats, sorry, these are going to be the settings I will have for every franchise series, unless it's a specific one, but owner mode will be off, fantasy draft will be off, salary cap, of course, will be on. I mean, I've never had GM firing off, or on, sorry, but I can't turn it on, I'm assuming, unless owner mode is on, yeah. CPU trades will be on. Player morale, I tend to turn off because it's an annoying aspect to the game that I really don't think provides anything. I hate Fog of War. Turn that off as well. Auto staff management, auto sign free agents. You turn it off and it'll still happen anyways, except relocation and owner mode, of course, are off because I turned owner mode off. So let's go to the rules and settings real quick. Accessibility, I think I can keep everything the same in here. I don't think I change everything or anything there, yeah. Alright, so quick settings though, I do change some things. So I put the full sim game style. I have injuries on. Well, I normally play with injuries off, but I'm going to try to play with injuries on this year. It'll add much more of a story to the series, or to the series. So fantasy draft off, CPU trades on, difficulty pro. I mean, I won't be playing, so it doesn't really matter. Draft pick ownership, I normally actually would keep it on authentic, but sometimes I would put it on classic. But yeah, we'll probably trade difficulty. I normally keep it at medium. Probably just keep it at medium. I don't really know how trades are this year. I don't know how hard they are. This is the first time I really watched anything to do with franchise mode this year. So I'm really not too sure what things are going to look like. NHL injury warning. I prefer the fully heal. Well, we'll do playable, I think. Blockbuster trades, yeah. I normally turn retired jerseys off. I don't know. It's just something I like doing. Not that it really matters, but we'll keep it on. And those are the settings. That's all I would ever really change here. But yeah, that's everything. So let's start up the Toronto Maple Leafs franchise mode. I don't think I'll actually be doing a Toronto series this year, but I definitely like to do a couple of series this year. We'll see. I normally do, or when I was doing YouTube and I was just purely recording franchise modes, I would normally upload 5 to 6 series. I think my longest one was 78 episodes, so it was pretty long, and it was like 12 or 13 years into the future from I guess 2 years ago, so we're about 10 years in the future now. Alright, welcome to Franchise Mode. You can now interview, hire, and fire your entire coaching staff in the NHL and AHL. You could do that last year, but whatever. Coaches have multiple effects across the mode, and combined with our scouting system, you now have full control to build the best organization in the NHL. I truly don't think there is any difference to that aspect of NHL as well. I find the coaching staff and like they really don't matter that much. I don't think they really do anything to your team. Coaches have 6 attribute grades that each have their own impact to your team's success. Coaches have an impact on results, player and coach development, and line chemistry. Each coach has a unique style and scheme that you'll need to watch out for when hiring a coach. Line chemistry obviously is a thing as well. Line chemistry impacts your team's performance. Each coach has their own scheme, and every player has a preferred scheme. Match a player to a coach's scheme as best as possible to build the best chemistry. The more you fill the chemistry bar, the more impact the attribute modifier will have online. Player type and position also play a factor. So this is a big reason as to why I never play with player morale on. It is so hard to make some lines fit, and this year you can't really just change their position either. That is something new added to franchise mode. And Fog of War sucks. I hate it. But that's the scouting. I absolutely hate Fog of War. It is awful. But here's the menu look. It looks pretty nice. I don't really know how I feel about the greenish yellow. Probably could have been a more user-friendly color, I guess. It's just kind of bright and obnoxious, I find. We are listed as a buyer, so obviously there's no more rebuilder and franchise level teams. Our team status is a buyer, which does make sense. Although you look at Toronto last year, I wouldn't really say we were buying anybody. Although I believe Zach Bogosian signed today as of recording this video. So that's nice. I believe a right-handed defenseman, which is kind of something we needed. So, and we signed TJ Brody, but again, a left-handed defenseman, I don't know how much we need him. Tyson Barrie got signed to Edmonton, and I am very upset still about the Kapanen trade, and I am very upset about the Johnson trade. Those are literally probably my 2 favorite players on the team, and now they're both gone. One to Pittsburgh and one to New Jersey, so kind of sucks, but literally what can you do? So let's go and take a look at our lines here in the NHL. So let's see what they look like. Willie, Matthews, and Marner. Okay, Mikheyev, Tavares, Johnson, Hyman, Kerfoot, Engvall, Spezza, Gauthier, Clifford. Interesting. I can't remember what the lines were, but obviously Janssen isn't here anymore. So I believe it will be Joey Anderson instead. But let's edit the lines here a little bit. So, is Willie still listed as a right winger? Yes, I believe so. Wait, okay, there's a way that you can actually, like, every player has two positions now, which is something nice. Oh, actually, yeah, it just says Willie is strictly a right winger, apparently. But Janssen, you see here, as a left wing and a right wing. Marner is a strict right winger, but Matthews is a winger slash center, depending on the line. Same thing with Tavares. And Willie is a center slash right winger as well, so that's interesting to me. What is his angle? Or Mikheyev listed as? He's listed as a third liner. Wow, he's a high top six. I mean, he is 25, so I can't imagine him growing too much anyways, but still, I didn't expect the high top six. I want a really good third line here. I'm going to change things around. This is probably what I'm going to do for lines. Yeah, I really like that third line of Engvall, Kerfoot, and Mikheyev. What's the face-off stats for the two, though? Kerfoot is the better centerman. Alright, that's fine with me. Goat with a really good face-off rating this year. He had horrible face-off ratings in past games. I knew that. Defenseman, obviously, this is going to change quite a lot. I don't think CC's coming back. I don't think Dermott should be an 82 overall. That's a bit high. Muzzin is coming back, obviously. Riley's coming back, and Hall is coming back, which I am a big fan of Justin Hall. Obviously, like I said, Tyson Barrie won't be here, and I don't think Cody Ceci will be here either. Let's see how much chemistry the Riley-Ceci line has. Yeah, I'd love to see it. What about Hall and Riley? It's actually pretty good. I'll probably do that instead. Put the most offensive defenseman with the most defensive defenseman on our team. It might be CC, but CC sucks, so yeah. The lines really don't matter that much. Nothing really seems to have changed here. I was just kind of curious to see what everything looked like. Now let's go out of curiosity. Let's see what the value of our players look like. Trade players. In the trade player screen, you can add players or draft picks to trade with another team in the league. By pressing the A button, you will bring up a list of assets to trade. Trading partner. This is your trading partner's relevant information. Here you will see their salary, cap space, and the assets they want to trade, the number of contracts, and their current team. Of course. It looks like Anaheim is a conservative buyer. There's the trade value bar. So again, doesn't really look like anything's changed much here, although I do know that teams won't automatically just put like 3 draft picks on their trade block, which is nice, just because normally they would in past games, so they did change that a little bit. So like I said, just out of curiosity, I do want to see the trade value. Again, nothing really seems to have changed here. Matthews with almost a full bar. He has the most on the team. Marner with a lot. Tavares with a lot. Liljegren with a lot. I don't really know if Liljegren should be a medium elite. I feel like he should probably be like a, medium top 4, even a low top 4, but that's fine. Nylander has a lot. Riley actually has a surprisingly little amount, which is very odd to me. I think he is probably a top 10 defenseman in the league. Sandin has a lot. Yeah, he's got a high trade value. I mean, the defensive core for Toronto could look very good in the future, assuming we get to hold on to Riley. But having to pay Liljegren, Riley, Sandin, and Muzzin all in future years could be very awful. Nick Robertson is a forward. He has pretty high potential as well, medium top 6. Dennis Mulligan as well. Let's see, any other prospects for Toronto that are decent? Abramov, Emily Rassinen. I'm surprised he's so low, to be fair. He is a giant, 6'7", of course. Let's go check the goaltender. Joseph Wall. I guess. Who's that, who's our goalie? I don't remember. I think we have I don't know if it was Joseph Wall or not. I think it might be. That is like our decent prospect. I honestly don't remember. Those are our goalies. Again, not that great. And our draft pick ownership isn't too bad either. Decent trade value for first rounders. I'm surprised. But like I said, it's very different this year. So let's just check out every team. So Anaheim is a conservative buyer. Arizona is a seller. Boston is a buyer. Buffalo is a conservative buyer. Calgary, is a seller. Carolina, conservative. Chicago, conservative. Colorado, conservative, which is kind of surprising. I do want to see what Colorado looks like. They're going to be a nasty team in the future, man. Obviously, they've got Byram. They've got Makar, who's a beast. Rantanen, McKinnon, Landeskog, although I think Landeskog's contract, is done at the end of the year. And I think they're probably choosing Makar over Landeskog. So there's a very high likelihood Landeskog won't be an Avalanche come next season unless he takes a big pay cut. But it depends, just because they've got to definitely sign Makar and Jost, which I feel like they would rather keep. Probably more of an upside to them at this point. They've got so many young prospects that could be so good in the future. Yeah, and again, kind of depends on the Grubauer-Francouz duo, but I think they got a pretty good team in the near future. I mean, I think they were a pretty decent tandem anyways. Francouz is probably the best right-handed goalie. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I'm just going to scroll through these quickly. You guys can take a look at them. I don't want to look at them completely. It's not too big of a deal for me. I do have a few teams in mind of what I want to do, or who I want to start off this franchise mode with this year. I'm not too sure yet. I haven't made a decision yet. But like I said, I do have a few teams in mind. And yeah, we'll see how they are. I just want to see if Holtby is on. No, he's not. Markstrom obviously went to the Flames, I believe, which is kind of surprising. But the Flames finally get a goaltender. Hopefully Markstrom stays strong. I mean, he was a pretty big beast last year, so hopefully he'll be able to stay good with Calgary over there. I think Calgary definitely needed the goaltending help anyways, so again, it doesn't really look like much has changed, but I do want to take a look at the trade deadline. Like I said, it really doesn't seem like much has changed. So let's just scroll all the way down, or we'll simulate down to February, and we'll see where we are come then. Like I said, it doesn't really matter too much. Kind of just put the arms up, click A every once in a while. I don't really plan on making any trades right now. I could obviously change the scouting and change the coaching, but I'm not too worried about it. Austin Matthews has been injured until October 11th. I'm going to edit lines real quick. Totally forgot about that. This is why I don't normally play with injuries on. I find they just suck sometimes. What am I doing? Who is our scratch players? I meant to check. Dennis Mulligan, sure. I guess we'll be putting Mulligan in. Yeah, I kind of forgot to check that. I'm not going to really worry about them too much, but I do want to see, are there better options to bring up in the AHL? Evan Rodriguez could, I guess, maybe. I could bring him up. Jeremy Bracco is no longer with us either, I believe. And as for defensemen, no, Sandate is the best shout. I actually do want to make a line change here. I'm going to take CC out, and I'm going to put Rasmus Sandin in. I will put him on the left side, though. And Dermott can play on the offside. Yeah, that's fine with me. Alright, let's move on. Zach Hyman, I'm just going to let the head coach do his thing. Best lines, yeah. Like, I'm really not too worried about everything right now. I will obviously look at them more if I actually do our franchise modes like this in the future. I really tend not to. I don't really care for the injuries. I just find it's annoying because you just get a lot of notifications whenever you're trying to sim, and I find it takes the sim a hell of a lot longer. Yeah. I know some people only turn injuries on for the playoffs, which, that's not a bad option, but I don't know. Just for me personally, I don't like having injuries on. Obviously, it's not very realistic, but then again, it is a video game, so, how realistic. Oh my god, 8-7 loss to Vegas. What the hell? That's a big 15-goal game. Emil Yassin, no thank you. I'm not going to trade him. You guys have enough defensive prospects. I mean, they just got another in the draft, I believe, just the other day. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, Colorado is going to be an extremely... Dylan Strom, no thank you. Colorado is going to be an extremely scary team in a few years, if not starting like this coming season, which, by the way, if you guys did not know, Bettman is looking to hopefully start the season on the new year, January 1st, which would be sick. We kind of have November and December off, which I think would be cool. And then we're right back to hockey come the new year. And obviously with all this coronavirus stuff, my little small town is getting a second wave as we speak. I believe 4 days ago we got 17 cases, then the next day was 2 cases, and yesterday was another 15, and today I believe we've got another 21, which is the worst our province has had. I'm from Canada, which it's the worst our province has had. So rip New Brunswick. But you really can't complain because there are much worse places out there that are having a much harder time than we are, so I do feel bad. Obviously, there's nothing really we can do about that. Marner's out for a few weeks, I see. But yeah, I don't know. I just find it's not really anything we can control, except for, trying to be safe, trying to social distance, wearing our mask. It's hard to not talk about the coronavirus because it has affected everyone in so many different ways, and even though here in New Brunswick it hasn't really been much of an issue, it still is, unfortunately, which, it does suck. We are getting a second wave. We didn't have any cases for like 3 or 4 months, I think, in our province, and then this past week we've just been murdered with cases, which, like I said, it's the worst our province has ever seen. But then there's like Quebec right now is getting like 1,000 cases a day. Again, Quebec is a much bigger place than New Brunswick, but what can you do, really? Alright, we're pulling up on February now with a decent record here over in Toronto. We are tied for second in the division with the Sabres, oddly enough. Rassinen for Bear. It's honestly not that bad of an option, but I don't think either team would really be looking to do that. Muzzin is out for a couple of weeks, I think it was. We're staying just over double, we're staying, 9-0 loss to Ottawa. Nice. And an 8-2 win over Montreal. Yeah, that's a terrible loss. Again, I'm not going to make any trades, probably. But I do want to see what the new deadline looks like. Because I believe there's like an actual, not like the phone call kind of thing that was in NHL back in the day, but it is pretty similar, I've heard. I really haven't watched much about it, so I am excited to see what it's going to look like, which we'll find out very soon now. I don't know if it starts tomorrow. I don't really know how it works. Let's just take a look here. Matthews, 59 games, 58 points. Not too bad. Beast. Let's see. 47 and 44 for Marner. 45 and 61 for Nylander. 42 points out of Riley already. That's pretty good. We've got 2 20-goal scorers so far this year. Looks like we'll probably get 3 or 4. Janssen might hit it, but definitely Marner, Tavares, and Matthews, and probably Nylander. Let's check out the goaltending. Freddie. Ooh. Not great out of Freddie. What can you do, though? I'm not going to check around the league. It just doesn't matter too much right now, but let's sim to the next day, which is deadline day. So, update trade status. Hey, it's your Pro Scout. Before we head into the trade deadline, I wanted to see if you want to update your trade block. Are we a conservative seller, a conservative buyer, a buyer? I'm saying we're a conservative buyer right now. So let's enter the trade deadline. I'm very excited to see. All right, so I believe it's from like 6 a.m. to like 5 p.m. or something. I honestly don't know. I don't know how this works. So it just has a bunch of players on the block. So Barzal on the block, Taves, Bufflin, who's a king. Interesting. Flower, Nuge, Couture, Vlasic, Muzzin apparently is on the block. Okay. I don't know why he would even show up, considering he's our player. Like, I don't plan. Ooh, a trade alert. The Arizona Coyotes have traded Darcy Kemper and a 2020 second round pick, the third round, to the Buffalo Sabres in exchange for a 2022 round 2 and round 3. Nice. That's cool. I like that. That's really cool. Obviously, as well, it now shows stats across the screen, which I believe there's also a way I'll see if I can figure it out. You can actually check. Another trade. Let's see what it is. LA Kings have traded Bufflin to the Montreal Canadiens in exchange for Noah Juleson and a 2021 third rounder. Alright, so let's check the draft board out of curiosity. Projected picks. Cole Sillinger, Josh Roy, Pasi Koivu. I don't even know why I'm looking at this, to be honest. Stat Central, I guess. I'm just kind of looking at everything here just to see what it looks like. Trade alert. The Capitals have traded Alexander Alexiev and a 2021 fourth to the Kings in exchange for probably Jake McGinn, I'm assuming, and a 2021 fourth and a 2021 sixth. Cool. All right. Let's find a trade. Let's make a trade here. Let's see. You know what? We're conservative selling. Let's trade Liljegren. Oh, whoa. Okay, actually, I didn't know that. Okay, so they actually changed the trade block a little bit. You can actually have more players now. Adam Larson, Zach Cassian, and Chris Russell to Vancouver in exchange for, I believe, Jeff Wu or Jet Wu, I don't remember, and Michael DiPietro and Guillaume Brisebois. That's a big trade. Let's see, how do I really do this? I'm not too sure. So let's add Liljegren out of curiosity. Let's see what we can find for Timothy Liljegren. A few picks. I don't want picks. I would like a player. Justin Hall and Emily Rastanen for Tom Kuhnackle. No, thank you. That looks like an awful trade. Let's go propose trade. Let's see what we can find here. I'm going to go to defenseman and we're going to shop Liljegren just to see what we can get. So let's look for a team that is bad. I mean, LA is brutal, of course. You know what? Out of curiosity, let's see if we can get Doughty. Pittsburgh Penguins have trade the defensive prospect they have, Joseph, 2021 fourth, to Minnesota for a 2022 third. B. Hunt, not sure who that is. And, Brad Hunt, maybe? I'm not sure. Let's see. What are we'd be over the max salary cap, yeah, of course. But let's see. Who's someone that we can get off the cap? Cody Ceci. There you go, lads. Too many skaters for LA, so we'll just have to take another skater. Emily Rassen, no thank you. Oh, is it going to kick me out of that trade? Oh, it is too. That's going to suck. Whenever we get an offer that's going to kick us out of a trade. Okay, well, that's annoying. Alright, well, let's try this again. So, no, not Riley, sorry. Liljegren. And I'll have to add CC as well, sorry. Let's add Doughty. And we'll add CC. Where is he? He's going to be low. There he is. Alright, and then we're going to have to add someone else from LA. Anyone on the block that they wouldn't mind getting rid of? Tim Schaller? Actually, I will take Paul Ledoux, just so we have an extra trade alert from between Ottawa and Montreal. We'd still be over the max salary cap. Whoa. What are the odds they're willing to retain like $1 million of Doughty's contract? Let's just see. No. Alright, I'm gonna have to do probably like $2 million, which is unrealistic. I doubt they would. Boston have made a trade. Just a first rounder and Oscar Steen, I think it is, in exchange for Eric Gustafson. It's a pretty big trade. Still no. I'm gonna have to get rid of another player who has some cap. Let's see. Anyone who has a decent amount of cap. I mean, Janssen's not even on the team anymore. We'll toss Janssen in there, but we're gonna have to take another player back. We'll see if we can get Tim Schaller. Trade alert from Vegas. We'd still be over the max cap. Hello? You know what? Retain Tim. Retain 50% on Tim Schaller. Is that enough? Oh my god. Okay, well that's just not feasible. That's just too much money. Over there from Doughty. Let's go to Nashville, who's pretty poor. Defensively, I mean, we could take Ekholm. I would prefer Ellis, obviously, but I just want to see if I can make a trade go through. So let's actually add CC again. Yeah. Will that go through? Yes, it will. I mean, understandably. So it doesn't really look like anything really changes from there. Interesting. Let's see. Trade summary. You can see all the trades. Oh, Detroit have traded Anthony Mantha. Is that this trade alert coming in right now? No, it's not. Or it's a different one. Huh. So it doesn't look like every trade goes through because the Devils acquired Fleury, and I don't remember seeing that. But maybe, maybe everything did go through, and I just didn't notice it. Quite a few teams active today. Montreal, LA, of course. The other teams that have made a few trades. No, doesn't really look like it, but it's very interesting. Yeah, all right. Well, I don't really know what else we can do here. Let's edit the trade block, I guess. We'll just see. I mean, I don't want Muzzin on there. Let's be real. I don't want Hyman on there either. Let's just add some valuable players. Let's add Robertson, Lednick. I'm just curious to see if any other trades come in. I think this year I'll have to do like my own or our own videos for this day, because we'll probably wait the whole day just to see. Let's check top 10 players, who's available, who has been sold. Bufflin, Fleury, Mantha, Kemper, Gustafson, Palmieri, Korpisalo. Where was Korpisalo traded to? Does it show where they were traded to? It does not, I don't think. If it does, I don't see it anywhere. Drake Kajula and a 2021 fourth for two prospects. Logan Stanley, I don't know Nikinen's first name though. Does it show who they were traded for? Okay, that's cool though. You can go on the player, you can see their stats and what they were traded for. So the return was a top defensive prospect for Bufflin. and he had 61 games played this season with 24 points, negative 22. That's nice. Fleury, 23 wins, 909 save percentage, and 2.9 GAA, so he's not playing that great either. All right, let's see. Off the market, Ethan Bear, Athanasiou, and Lyubushkin. That's cool. Again, the top 10 players that are on the market right now. Oh, Barzal's just not playing. That's nice. Barzal, Taves, Bufflin, Fleury, Nuge, Couture, Vlasic, Muzzin, and Bailey, Nelson. Pellick, Kuhnackel in exchange for a 2022 second and a Iran Yunus Donskoy. A lot of trades have been made, and we're almost 4 hours into the deadline. This is very cool. Let's see, if I sort it by teams, does it show? Oh, it does. Christian Fisher's on the block for Arizona, Yaro Halak, Carter Hutton. Calgary has a lot of players on the block. Another trade, Vegas has traded a 2020 second third, a 2020 second third to Calgary in exchange for 2020 second third and Chris Talbot and a 2020 second fourth. Chicago with Taves, Strome, and Kubalik all on the block. Strome isn't even playing, neither is Kubalik, which means neither of them were signed. Colin Wilson has played 4 games. Nemestikov is on the block. I believe he just got signed today, like this morning with who was it? I think it was Detroit. I'm not going to accept that trade. Columbus, no. Dallas, Gurianov, and Khudobin. Gurianov is not playing. Bernier, De Kaiser, Howard, Filppula, and Nemeth. Edmonton with Nuge, Smith, Neal, Chason, and Benning. I think Benning is no longer with Edmonton either. Alex Iafallo, Ben Hutton, Trevor Lewis, Joakim Ryan, and Tim Schaller all on the block. Dubnyk, obviously no longer in Minnesota. Colorado has traded a 2020 second, a 2021 seventh to Calgary in exchange for a 2020 third, Travis Hamonic, and Toby Ryder. A lot of trades out of Calgary. Pretty much everyone in Minnesota is on the block right now. Let's see. Let's continue on. Jake Allen, who had a great season last year, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Rejuvenated his career this past season. Cody Ceci, what a legend. Gusev, Zajac, Carrick, Archibald. I really like the way that this deadline worked. Oh wow, there's 6 players. Wait, 6 or 7? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 players on the block for the Islanders. Sorry. No trades found. Forces. Wait, was that Forces Ekas for Barzal? Oh, they would like 2 first and Dermott. That's interesting. That is cool as well. So when you're hovering over a player, you can click to your left bumper and you can see if they have anything from your team. So that's cool. Let's move on to New York. Anthony Duclair out of Ottawa. Oh, Dermott, a 4th and a 5th for Duclair. That's interesting as well. Huh. That's really cool, actually. But again, it doesn't really seem like there's too much to look at here. I find after a while it probably just gets boring. Like I said, I don't know how long it goes to. Morgan Frost and Maxime Shushko both traded for TJ Brody and Derek Forbort, who are both on new teams now. Forbort got signed with Edmonton today, I believe, and then obviously Brody's going to the Leafs. So let's go check out some trades. Again, TJ Brody and Forbort for Shushko and Frost. Michael Stone and some others for Trent Frederick and a third. A lot of Calgary trades, man. A lot of Calgary trades. That is crazy. They've made a lot of trades this deadline day. Let's continue looking through the teams, I guess, and we'll see. Couture. Let's just, out of curiosity, we might as well look. Anything for Logan? No. For Marc-Edouard Vlasic? No. For Evander Kane? No. For Joe Thornton? Yep. A 4th and a 4th. Nice. And then there was another player, Marcus Sorensen. Anything for Sorensen? A 3rd and a 5th. Wow, you can get more out of Sorensen than jumbo over there. That's kind of sad. Vince Dunn. I wonder if it was done playing. He was not. Tampa, there was nothing. Vancouver, nothing. Vegas, Chandler Stevenson. Washington, Phoenix Copley. Winnipeg, Eric Comrie and Ville Heinola. Cool. Well, I think I'm gonna. Emily Rassinen for Toby Ryder. No, thank you. Alright, I think I'm going to back out of the deadline. I'm not sure what time it goes to, and I wonder if you could speed up the time of that, but I mean, yeah, that's everything really I wanted to look at for the deadline. Yeah, so I guess we'll just sim to the end of the season and look at some stats. Probably won't go through the playoffs. Let's go. All right. I wonder if they're gonna update the game. No, thank you. I wonder if they're gonna update the game and show the season's only starting January 1st. It'll be very, very weird. Like, that'll be really weird. But I'm excited to see what they do with that. Well, that's if the season starts January 1st, but obviously it won't be starting here in the next couple of months. So, or I should say this month, really, because it's October. Hockey should be starting like this week or next week normally, I believe. So that's sad state of affairs, but unfortunately you can't have hockey on all year long as much as I would love to watch. I didn't really watch much of the playoffs though this year. Garrett Sparks, no thank you. I didn't watch much of the playoffs this year though, to be honest. Once Edmonton and Toronto were both eliminated, I just didn't care. Although, shout out to Nikita Kucherov and Victor Hedman. Those are my boys. Yeah, I love those guys. So, very happy to see Tampa finally getting their cup. Obviously, would have been a cool story if Bishop had been playing and Bishop had to beat his former team, or the team that traded him away for the younger goalie while Vasilevsky was in net on the other side. That would have been a really cool story. Same as kind of, not too long ago when Vegas and Washington were in the cup final. It would have been a cool story to see Vegas win, but I would much prefer Ovi getting his cup then and Tampa getting their cup this year. So almost a 50-win season out of the Leafs this year, which is pretty good. We are in a playoff spot, although our division, just as always, as competitive as ever. Who are we playing in the playoffs? We're playing the Pittsburgh Penguins in the first round. Interesting. So let's go take a look at some stats. On our team, Matthews led the way with 74 points in 80 games. Riley with 70 and 82. We played a whole season. Marner obviously missed out on quite a few amount of games. He's injured right now, actually. 66 and 65, the only player that was a point per game on the team. Willie had another good season. Tavares had a pretty poor season. Well, I mean, not too bad, I guess. He did have 32 goals, so you can't really complain about that. And like I said, 4 20-goal scorers, which isn't too bad. Johnson came close. Dennis Mulligan actually didn't do too bad either. 37 points for a third liner, or he might have even been on the fourth line. Kerfoot also played a whole season. So let's see, who didn't miss a game this season? We had Mikheyev, Spezza, Tavares, Kerfoot, Engwall, Hall, Riley, Dermott, Nylander. And obviously Ekholm was with us. Can we check his stats to see how he did with us? He had 3 assists with us, so not too bad. I mean, he's not too much of a point getter. Can be, but not always. So, I mean, he was doing really well in Nashville. He just didn't really do anything with us, unfortunately. Let's check out our goaltending. Really bad out of Anderson. Obviously, still ended up getting away with 34 wins. Jack Campbell, though, pretty good. I mean, that's league average, really. But in the game, for whatever reason, goalies just suck for the most part. Like, looking at the best save percentage out of a goalie, a starter at 920 from Vasilevsky, which is really just not the case. So, really, Jack Campbell was a beast this year as a backup goalie. But, yeah, so obviously, Vasilevsky will more 100% will be coming away with the Vezina. Check out rookie skaters. Oliver Wahlstrom with the most points. Although maybe could go to Kravtsov because he did play a whole season. Oh no, that wouldn't make sense. Should go to Wahlstrom because he played less game, 21 less games than Vitaly Kravtsov and had 2 more points. So definitely Oliver Wahlstrom there, unless there's a rookie goalie that ran away with it. Could be Shesterkin. Yeah, how many games does Shesterkin play? Yeah, Shesterkin could definitely take the Calder this year. Let's check around the league. Most points to Eichel with 94 and 79. McDavid with 91 and 76. 79 games played for Sagan. Looks like Kucherov was one of the only players in the top 10, apart from Kane, that played in all 82 games. But again, pretty good. Let's check out goal scoring. 60 for Ovi. Let's check out his full career. So that is now 766 goals for Ovi. Wait, I want to figure out how I can check all time, because there's a way to check all time stats. Larkin with the most assists in the league. Highest plus minus was Weber with a 41. Most penalty minutes in the league. Borowiecki with 138. Let's check out our defensemen. Let's see. Morgan Riley could win the Norris this year. That's actually sick. John Carlson had another great season. Duncan Keith had a very good season. Erik Karlsson and Duncan Keith both kind of redeeming themselves from past years. Doughty as well. Letang as well, to be fair. I mean, Weber has still pretty decent. So Ellis had a great season. Interesting. Alright, let's back out here. And I want to see how I can check out stats. Or I don't know how I'd be able to do this. Is there a way to check all time? Like, is that a thing? I don't know. I'm very curious to see, because I'm 100% positive there is a way. I don't even know if it might not even be in franchise mode actually, but I'm pretty sure it is, because I heard it was in Be a Pro and in franchise mode. Buffalo with the President's Trophy this year. Tampa, Montreal, and Pittsburgh, and Winnipeg for our top 5. We finished 9th, which isn't too bad. 100 points. Man, I really want to know where I can find these stats, the all-time stats, because I'm 100% positive there is a way to do it. I really don't know. The record book, I'm assuming, is probably where to do it. So let's take a look now. Obviously, you can go through every team. This is one thing I really like that they added. It will add more to the story, really. So Getzlaf, obviously the leading point scorer in Anaheim, and you can go through every team. And it's pretty cool. It's really cool seeing this. So let's go to the NHL. Most games played, obviously. I want to look at most goals, though. Where does Ovi now rank? Is there a way I can click on this? No, doesn't look like it. Oh, well, you can sort it by seasons, but you can't sort it by, or you can't actually check that. So, yeah. What did I say Ovi was at for goals? I don't remember. Let me go take a look again. Let's go see where he was at, because, yeah, I mean, eventually it will probably show him in the top 5, which is pretty crazy. So let's just scroll over to Winnipeg real quick. Or, sorry, not Winnipeg, Washington. How many goals does he have in his career? 766. Am I blind, or was it just not updated? Was he there and I just didn't realize, or am I dumb? Let me see. Let's check NHL again. Goals. No, it's not. Hasn't been updated yet. He's tied for Yager in 3rd though after this season, because he scored 60, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully it'll update like by the end of the season. I would imagine it would. I don't really know though. 15 100-point seasons for Gretzky. That is crazy. Ovi now tied for first with 50 goal seasons as well. Absolute beast, man. Beast of a player. I mean, if he gets another 50 goal season, then he will be tied for first with that. That is crazy. So many 100-point seasons. I can imagine McDavid will be in that by the end of his career as well. I mean, I think he's already at 3 or 4. Like, McDavid's a beast. Never heard of Jordan Chainsworth, but he's third for most shutouts. It's very interesting. Marty Brodeur, almost 700 wins. Lundqvist with 470, no longer a Ranger. It's very odd. Most goals. Gretzky, almost 900. Gretzky almost with 3,000 points. Oh man, that's crazy. Most goalie games played. Brodeur with 1,200. That's unreal. Obviously, the top 5 points there as well. So that's very, very cool. Obviously, you can go to specific teams as well. You can see Ovi with most points, most seasons. Doesn't have the most assists. Sorry. Yeah. Oh wow, actually, Ovi is tied for Ole Kolzig. That's cool. 16. Backstrom is the franchise leader in assists. Ovi with games played. Dale Hunter with penalty minutes. Holtby with shutouts, with wins, and Ovi with goals. 766. That is crazy. Alright, well, that's really it, guys. I just wanted to take a look at what franchise mode looks like this year. Obviously, we could go through the playoffs, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we get eliminated or not first. But yeah, this video is already almost an hour long, so I apologize. I didn't expect it for it to be this long. Hopefully you guys don't mind it though. I don't normally, my videos aren't that long when I'm recording these. Normally they're around 30 to 40 minutes, but yeah, this one was really long for a multitude of reasons, and like I said, hopefully you guys did enjoy it. And this is what I mean about the injuries. Like, there's just so many injuries. I'm getting so many friggin' notifications. This sucks. Oh, hey, we beat Pittsburgh. Nice. I'm just gonna scroll to the draft. Which one is the draft? This one. Yes. Let's scroll to the draft. I mean, we could probably look at it, I guess. Maybe. Best lines, yeah. We're just gonna scroll through and we'll see what happens to us in the playoffs. I did not mean to press continue. I meant to do best lines, but it's fine. Ooh, we could lose to Philly here. We push a game 7, but we lose in 7. Made it out of the first round, but couldn't make it past the second. Right, Buffalo in the conference finals. Very interesting. Alrighty. Let's see who's going to win the cup. Buffalo. Yeah. Don't quote me on this, but isn't Rochester, sorry, is the Sabres, not alumni, the AHL affiliate, sorry. Dallas from 7-1. Damn. Dallas, New Jersey, and Ottawa all moving up. Ottawa is going to be a scary team in the future as well. That's huge for Dallas. 7-1. Like, that's crazy. Let's check out retirement. There we go. Let's see who retired this season. Hossa, Zetterberg. I mean, these guys have all been retired. They're just kind of still in the game. Can't really do anything about it. I mean, well, you can, but it's very hard to. I'm not going to do any draft interviews, but let's check out the draft real quick. We might as well. Matthews over a point per game. Yeah, let's just check out the draft. Doesn't really look like anything's changed here either. Let's sim to our pick. And let's see. I really don't know much about. I do know who Daniil Chayka is, so I'm going for him. I don't really know much about the upcoming prospects. Oh, this is this previous draft. Oh. Wait. Huh? Wait. Okay, cool. Tim Stutzel somehow fell to 6th. Literally fell into Nashville's laps. What the hell? Holtz. Byfield went 10th, huh? Oh, nice. Cole Perfetti probably shouldn't still be a medium elite. I think he went like 11th or something. Again, though, doesn't look like anything has changed in the draft. I'm just going to auto-draft it. Not too big of a deal to me. And now let's check out the awards for this season. Why not? But that will be the end of this episode here. I can't imagine the re-sign phase has really changed either. So Buffalo, with their first cup in history, also with the President's Trophy. Colorado made it to the final against Buffalo. Cool. That'll be a cool final. Eichel with the Art Ross. Tatar with the Heart. Wait. Before we continue that, Thomas Tatar with the Heart. How good did he do this season? Did I just not notice? What the hell? Tatar, I mean, he had 84 points in 82 games. Obviously not that bad by any means, but I probably would have gone for Eichel. 94 and 79, or McKinnon with 89 and 75. Thomas Tatar, that's a weird choice to me game. Alright, though. I mean, he also was a point per game player, so good for him. That's just so weird. Oh, man. Yeah, that's weird. Draisaitl, let's go. Glad to see that there. That's just really cool to me. Weber with the Norris. Somehow got it over Riley. Cool. Sagan with the Lady Bing. Tyler Benson with the Calder. So I definitely got that one wrong. Eric Stahl with the Conn Smythe. Cool. Vasilevsky with the Vesna. Vasilevsky with the Jennings. Brandon Dillon with the Masterton. El Generous. Probably generous. With the Jack Adams. Selke went to Kopitar. Tatar with the Ted Lindsay. And Ovi with the Maurice Richard. Ovi and Pasternak both won the Maurice this past season, of course. So, alright guys, that will be everything. I've now been recording for an hour, so I don't actually know how long this video will be. So it'll probably be right around the 57-minute mark. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I will see you guys soon. Alright, bye-bye.